Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful night. We are your hosts, Tori the Barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun, and the man with the plan. Not just my right-hand man, but my brother, Free Will Cole.
What's happening? Free Will Cole in the building. Thank you and welcome to another edition of the Free Will Podcast, where we create a community that normalizes growth for people like you and me, so we can be the best versions of ourselves. What's happening, Toy? How you doing today, my boy?
We in a building, man. You already know what it is, so you ain't gotta ask what it was, man. We looking good, we feeling good. And guess what, man? We on that countdown, because guess what? The new year is just days away, man. We about to cross that threshold into 2025, man. So look, I'm excited. I'm happy to be here.
I'm already in 2025.
Exactly. See that? We're gonna get into that. But I'm happy to be here. I'm glad. I'm grateful to be here. I'm blessed to be here. Coach, tell me about your day. How your day was today, dog?
My day was well, I'm gonna say it started off rough.
Okay.
Because I ain't want to get out that bed. You know, when you're in the bed next to a warm body, it's a little hard.
We gotta get into that. We gotta get into that.
At first, it was easy to get out of the bed. And I got a reason to stay in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Man. But man, I got up. I was pumped up, man. I was filled with love over the weekend. You know, I gave a lot of love. Christmas was beautiful.
Yeah.
Good time with my family. That's always amazing. So I started the day off with a lot of positive, a lot of great energy. You know, I started it off full. And you know, just you know, it was a smooth day. You know.
Yeah.
Put in that work. What about you, man? How was your day today, man?
Man, hold on.
How was
before we get on to me, you know what I'm saying? I do understand that the first lady is in town. She back home. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta let us know exactly what that mean and how that feel to have the first lady back. It's been about what, 5 months?
Yeah, about 5 months, man. Crazy.
Come on, man. You gotta tell us how that's been.
Man, it was rough, man.
In a good way, huh?
It was rough. I'm on a part where she was gone, right?
Yeah,
she was gone.
Got me.
That was rough for me, man. Like I learned a lot about myself. I'm a bit more codependent than I thought I was.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know, hey, that's whatever, right? So I figured that out. It was a great thing I learned by myself. I was able to really develop a relationship with myself, which is beautiful. It's amazing, right?
Come on now.
I know me more than ever, right? And because I know me more than ever, when she came home, I was able to give a little bit more of myself to her.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Literally and figuratively. But
come on now.
So she you know, she came back. As soon as she came back, we left. We went to Luxury, man, so I could sell that time off. You know what I'm saying? I had to be a little selfish with that one. You know what I'm saying? But man, we had a great time. I'm so glad she back. You know, I'm grateful, man. I'm like super grateful, bro. It's like a lot of things. I look at all the possibilities. You know, how we could have fell off, or how when she came back, it could have been awkward. You know, because one of us wasn't actually doing the work, and we were just portraying like we was doing the work. You know, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You come back and you be like, we don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was just beautiful. And I thank God for that. So,
absolutely.
I'm happy. You know, she waiting on me right now. You know what I'm saying? Talking about she won't go to the movies tonight, so we might go do that.
Yeah, I kind of had similar plans, but we shooting and stuff, and we got a little extra stuff going on, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save that for another night.
Yep. But yeah, man, what about you, bro? How was your day?
Oh man, the day for me was a pretty great day. It was smooth sailing. Got off to a very, very productive start today, and overall it was just a pretty smooth and clear day. And today I kind of had, I don't want to say like an epiphany, but I just kind of like, I'm getting into the swing of transitioning into the new year. You know what I'm saying? And just getting my mind right, getting my body right, getting my spirit right. You know, I've been more consistent in the gym lately, and I'm getting ready to do what do you call it? I'm ready to do a 3-day juice fast going into the new year, and so I went to the grocery store, picked up some produce and stuff like that. So that's very important, because outside of just like making goals, part of the success is actually making an effort to achieve that goal. It's the journey to achieve that goal. So, just go and get the produce today, making that step, taking that step, fulfilling that step. I'm just in the zone. I'm in emotion, and I feel good, man. Just getting things in order. So today overall was a pretty great and blessed day, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But I'm grateful, man.
Talk to him.
I'm grateful. First and foremost, I gotta put God first. You know what I mean? The one and only. Man, listen to me, man. I give glory. Listen to. I'm developing my. I told myself a couple of months ago I was going to develop a relationship with him because I realized that's what I was missing. I don't know, maybe a hypocrite is what I was because I would give glory when I was in the light to give glory and not,
Come on now.
you know what I'm saying, when I was in the dark, right? So I asked myself, like, I have to be real practical with myself, right? So I'm like, how can I do that, right? So every night and every morning, I'm on my knees before I go to bed, and what I'm saying, when I get out of bed, just to say a few words, just to express some gratitude, just to set the tone for the day, right?
Yeah.
So hey, but I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my lady. Shout out to her. My tink tink, and we proven to stand the test of time. You hear me? And man, shout out to my boy Toe. You hear me? He in the building. My dog right there. You dig? Shout out to the fam. I love y'all to death. You know what I'm saying? I do it for my peoples around me.
You dig?
I mean, and a little thing update. I'm grateful for the shoes that I have on my feet.
Yeah.
And I got socks, and I got matching socks. That's a thing. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing.
Because sometimes, if ain't nobody gonna see them, then what does it matter that they match or not? Ain't nobody gonna see them anyways.
Right. And I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got there was a point where I either didn't really have matching socks, or the ones that I had was raggedy. You know what I mean? So that's, hey, bro, I'm gonna count that You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up with you, man? What you grateful for?
All praises to the Most High, first and foremost. Gotta get a glory to God. Gotta get a glory to God, man. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for Him, and kind of like you. Like today, I had a moment where I just went into a moment of prayer, and I was just expressing my gratitude. Nothing in particular was like per se a big moment or nothing like that, but I just wanted to take that moment to acknowledge where I was, what was going on, what I'm doing, what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing in that moment. And because just like you said, like a lot of times we, when shit get hard, man, we go to God. When shit get hard, we go to God. You know what I'm saying? And you can hear me, Cole?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. When things get hard, we go to God, and we have a tendency of using them because we only ring most times. We only ringing when a lot of people we only ringing when something's going on. You know what I'm saying? And when something's going wrong and not in our favor, we need help, or we need guidance, or we need something. So when there's a need, we find a reason to call God. But when things is going right, when you get that promotion, you know what I'm saying, when you just have a series of events that's occurring back to back and everything is just good and nothing ain't going wrong, sometimes God be the last thing on our minds. And so today, I just wanted to thank Him in the process, you know what I'm saying, and just thank Him regardless, So I'm grateful for that, man. All praises to the Most High. I'm grateful for the first lady, the one and only lady. I'm talking about my main squeeze. Man, I'm thankful for her, man, for being a part of my life, being a part of my journey, being a part of my story. One day I'm going to be an author and I'm going to write a book, and she going to be in that book. You know what I'm saying? She going to have a significant role to play in that book when the story is written. And I'm thankful for her, and I'm thankful for everything and all the value that she added to my life. And I'm thankful to have two living parents, man, because outside of the differences, outside of the, whether it be, sometimes you butt heads with your parents, sometimes you do things they're not proud of, and sometimes they do things you're not proud of. But nonetheless, I mean, you can't replace presence. You know what I'm saying? Is you still got them, so you acknowledge that and you express your gratitude for that. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm thankful for my wonderful kids, Kaisley and LeVay. Just grateful to have them. They blessings. You know what I'm saying? And also too, my future kids, cause I'm having some more, y'all. Ain't none on the way.
Hey, I'm about to say, a huge announcement, huh?
Ain't the huge announcement, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't over. It ain't over till the fat lady sing.
Behind the scenes.
It ain't over till the fat lady sing. And also too, man, my clients, because of course I come on here as Tori the Barber, so it's only right that I shout y'all out and put y'all on the stage with me and carry y'all with me, because y'all are a huge part of my support system. Yeah, no, not just monetarily, but I actually do have some really good connections with some of my clients, man, and it supersedes just a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can come to me with their personal stuff. I come to them with my personal stuff sometimes, and I cut a lot of older gentlemen too, so they give me a lot of insight in life. Whether it be relationship stuff, it be stuff with kids and stuff financially and different things in life. Like, I'm able to have that two-way street with a lot of my clients on a more personal level too. So, man, yeah, man, that's what I'm thankful for, Cole, man. Just being here again for another wonderful episode and getting ready to cross over into a new year where I plan to kick things up another gear, you know what I'm saying? And just on all levels and all facets and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm ready for that, Cole. That's what I'm grateful for, man.
Amazing. Sounds amazing, man.
It's about that time, Cole.
Yeah. I'm going to turn the lights off.
Yeah, heard. If I had a light switch, I would have
blow the candles out.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Bow your heads.
Mm-hmm.
For all of our brand new subscribers.
Come on now.
The ones who get post notifications. Yes, Lord. Go ahead on and add a D. Go ahead and add a D to that subscribe if it's not already there. Go ahead and fill up that check mark with love and enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the family and the people who are already in our family. Thank you for joining us for another week, back to back. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to continue to be the best versions of ourselves. Yes, sir. Too. So, listen to me.
Without further ado,
let's drop that.
Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
The man who was arrested after allegedly spraying bug killer on produce in a Mesa Walmart is now facing new charges. Charles Smith, who is known as Wolfie Coletti on social media, was in court late Thursday night for a third-degree burglary charge. Smith was arrested this past Friday after police said he had taken a can of bug and flea killer off the shelf at Walmart and sprayed pesticide on produce that was on sale for anyone to buy. Court documents say Smith described himself as a troll and makes up to $10,000 a month posting these videos on social media. The court paperwork for the burglary case is sealed, but as part of his release conditions, Smith is not allowed to be on any social media and is not allowed to step foot inside any Bosa donut shop. Arizona families reached out to Bosa Donuts for comment on Tuesday, but have not yet heard back. Let me see what this guy looks like. Oh my God.
Come on, man.
This is ridiculous.
Come on, man.
This is an African American male. I'm disappointed. I'm flabbergasted. Guys, like, we don't. To be honest, I'm gonna be real with you. When Toke presented this to me,
flabbergasted.
When he presented this to me, I'm like, I don't. This is below the level of, like, you know how when you're talking to somebody and you can't get your point across because they actually don't want to change, like, at that point there's no need to talk about it. That's exactly how I felt about this. This is ridiculous. And I'm not, the guy this is an African American male. I'm disappointed. Like, we don't do stuff like this.
Come on now. That ain't nothing that you see white black people do on a regular basis.
We don't do stuff like this, right? We're gonna leave that up to the Caucasian, the light skins, the unappreciative, and the overprivileged. We gonna like we don't like I'm grateful for a piece of fruit. You wanna go goddamn prescription pesticides on it, bro.
The
this is
the last of the one true food that we actually have.
right. Listen, I
Come on, Cole, take your time.
I really just lost my thought.
It's okay. Let me tell you something. You know, when I saw this, you know, when I first heard about it, it was kind of mind blowing because why? Just why? It's one of those just why. You know what I'm saying? But I say this though, you know what I'm saying? First of all, he posted it on his personal platform. But what he did also too was he flipped the camera and put his face in it. And on a spiritual level, I say, you know, the devil was working for him to do some crazy stuff like that, but at the same time, God was working at the same time and motivated him to flip the camera and put the camera on his face so that it could make this whole process a whole lot easier and we can know who it is and what's going on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And
God had nothing to do with that.
No,
I'll tell you that right now.
maybe at the end, I'm telling
He just
you, Cole,
retarded. That's the devil.
I ain't saying God had nothing to do with him doing his initiative, but at the end of the day, God will make the best out of worst situation. So at the end of the day,
you know what? Listen, give him God. Please give him some points.
No,
please
give
him some points. I took it
all
all the way out the situation. Me, I'm gonna be honest with you. This man is a slave. He is a slave to money. That's why he's doing it, right? He gets 10,000 a month.
He making about 10 bands a month. He ain't had nothing else creative to do, so he gonna go ahead on and do that. He had nothing else to do.
You might as well be shaking ass and shit in a strip club late on Tuesday night. You might as well be. This is the same level of disgrace. As a matter of fact, this is worse. I'd rather you be in that strip club, son. I'd rather you be there. That's ridiculous, man.
And the crazy thing about it is, if I can, Cole, like I said in the beginning in the intro, I'm going on a 3-day fruit fast. Well, not just fruit, but fruit juice. I'm gonna juice it in, whatever. But imagine me having goddamn pesticides, not even knowing. His ass just came through the store, sprayed the whole produce down with damn pesticides. And but you're supposed to clean your fruits off because they got pesticides on it anyways. But come on, like not no damn insect spray. Like that's a whole different, I mean, I guess it's the same goddamn thing. Cause don't they put insect spray pesticides in the crops, in the fields and stuff like that to keep the pesticides out? But nonetheless, that don't make what you doing no goddamn better. Like you just the food's supposed to be clean enough and, you know what I'm saying, safe enough for people to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And you out here crashing out just doing crazy stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? And
you know, but anywho, just give me you gave me because I wasn't gonna take anything out of this, right? Listen, the world we live in, anything is possible, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to double check. There's no if it's not in your home, and even in your home, you need to be somebody that triple checks. You know, in this triple sure, whatever that means, right? Like, you know, we can't just walk in the store and have confidence in anything that we do.
Yeah,
we can't do that, right? And couldn't do it before this guy. This guy is just bringing awareness to it, right?
That's true.
The ways that you take and handle your business beyond, like, I'm never mad at the person who asks a billion questions. They just trying to be sure because they know what's possible in this world, right? You know what I'm saying? And so that's just like, if you don't take anything from this, take the fact that you know, you don't stop just walking around here willy-nilly and just grabbing stuff, just picking it up, whether that's a fruit or a concept. You know what I'm saying? Pick it up. Once you pick it up, you need to analyze it, do your own research, do your own cleaning, and then you move forward with that thing. Yes, it's a lot. It takes time, but I will take 5 minutes to save 30 minutes of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah. Man. Cool. So on that note, man, we're gonna go ahead on the transition and get into this conversation that we having today. So today we pretty much be touching on a few different topics. We're gonna be talking about a few different topics, but for starters, I want to talk about a concept that we briefly spoke about in the past, but it's pretty much moving the needle as we get and transition into this new calendar year. As I would say, this new calendar year, You know, we are a lot of time. This is the prime time for people to create, you know, New Year's resolutions and, you know, get creative and get motivated to want to do things. Walking into the new year, you know, I'm gonna cut certain people off. I'm gonna cut certain habits off. I'm gonna start doing these certain things. Like this year is the year to get my body back. You know what I'm saying? To reclaim my health. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been, you know, doing what I should be doing, you know, to honor my body. And that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna kind of like browse the idea of moving the needle with those things, and what does it take to actually be successful in those things. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, you know, whether it was last year, the year before, you know what I'm saying, we done talked about a little bit of this on a previous podcast, maybe like back in the day when we was on Instagram and stuff. At the end of the day, we all know what it take to some degree to be successful in whatever it is that we want to do, but do we have the discipline and the wherewithal to continue choosing that goal or that idea that we set in the beginning of the year to actually make that difference in our life and stick to that difference and continue choosing that difference? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, Cole. So to get things started off, Cole, have you given any thought to how you're approaching the new year? Do you have any goals set? Do you have any mindset set? Whether it be you kind of starting it off now, or you gonna wait till the first to kind of get things in order and start practicing these things? Where your head at right now as we approach the new year?
Yeah, man, I don't really have the traditional, next year I'm gonna do this kind of mindset. My goals are the same. Stay the same until I accomplish them.
Okay.
I don't get myself excited for this new me for two reasons, right? If I didn't do the new me for the rest of the year, what makes me think that I'm gonna do it in a few months? You know what I'm saying? If I didn't do it in the 10 or 11 months that I had, what makes me think that I'm gonna do it next year?
Yeah.
Right. And then on the other hand, it's like, why would I? On the other hand, it's like, man, I really feel. Which, listen, man, I'm a little tired. So, but I've released that concept of me, you know, doing better just because there's a new year coming on. When we get a new day, a new 24 hours every day to do what we need to do, and it's going to take that same 24 hours next year, you know. So my goals are pretty much the same, man. You know, the only thing, the reason why they're 2025 goals is because I'm going to be completing goals I probably really could have completed in 2024 or 2023 or whatever, right? But you know, my overall goals at the moment, man, is just to I'm more than anything, right? There's a quote that says, "Work on yourself more than you work on your business," right? And not even, you know, your business is not just your place of work where you make money. Business is just, you know, things that you have to do that I think maybe it's necessary. You know, so I work on me so I can take care of my business. And so if I have to take some time to change something inside of myself or work on it, I will do that before I will take that opportunity over me taking care of some business.
Oh man, I think that's beautifully said. And I think I don't know if it originated with Ron, what his name is, Jim Rohn. And that's something that I heard him say before too. He said, work on your business. He said, work on yourself more than you work on your job. And I think that is probably something that needs to go on the wall. Like if you have a calendar, some people gonna have calendars and they're gonna be marking off the day to make sure that they stay consistent. Right on the top of that calendar, work on myself. I will work on myself more than I work on my job. You know, just keep that plan in your mind. I realized as we approach goals and challenges that it's definitely a mindset thing, but it's more importantly, it's a choice. It's an active choice. Like, I think a lot of people fail with these goals that they have, and I'm speaking from me. Well, okay, I'm gonna just put it like this. I'm gonna rephrase it. Where I have failed in my goals and different things that I sought after, it was that I didn't realize before I set the goal that it was an everyday choice that I had to make. You know what I'm saying? So there was a point of time where I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning, and I was hitting the gym, and I was doing it religiously. No matter what my motivation was, like I was doing it, and it became a habit. Like it was a point in time when I realized I just don't see myself missing more than 2 to 3 days at a time going to the gym. And yet here I am, I've taken weeks off, you know what I'm saying, before getting back in the swing of things. And it's an everyday choice. So every day you have to, if you into affirmations, make sure your affirmations list the goals that you have. I will be this, and I'm going to do this. So that you can actively choose and keep in the forefront of your mind what you're going to do. And I think that's partially where at least 50% of where I failed in a lot of my goals that I was excited about, motivated about, inspired about, you know, and I fell off because I wasn't choosing to do this thing every day. You know, when it felt good, when I was operating off of the films of how good it feel or whatever outcome I thought I was going to get when I set this goal, it was easy for me to choose it because I'm still like operating off the films. But then when reality go to set in, when the time distance between where I am now and how long it's going to actually take for me to achieve that goal, the reality of that start to set in, that's when I get demotivated. That's when I start to backtrack. That's when I start to make excuses about, okay, well, I'm going to do this after I do this. Or if this don't happen, then I can't do that. Or because it's raining outside, I can't go out and do what I said I was going to do because of these outside situations and things that's going on that really don't determine nothing. At the end of the day, I determine it. So if I determine it, I got to choose it every single day. And I think that's just kind of where I fall off with a lot of things. I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that.
Yeah, and you know, something that has to be said too is, we fail to acknowledge what we actually want once we make these goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of us, 90% of us, we want what it looks like, right? Like we want the. You know, we want to be able to say that, like we want the body. We want to be able to say that we've been working out instead of actually working out every day.
Yeah.
Like you don't really won't be that person that work out. You just want the results.
Facts. Come on, coach.
So I think that once you make that adjustment, right, and some people get stuck in the middle because you realize that I ain't willing to do what it takes. Like you said, like once you start looking at the time, you like, dang, I ain't worked out for about 2 weeks, and you going in the mirror trying to look and see if they got changes. Ain't nothing going down, right? Because it was never about that. Like the true goal only comes to the people who actually become people who work out.
For sure.
I'm not, and something like maybe I don't want to be that person. Maybe I just want what it looks like, but I gotta accept that though. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like. Let's say I want people to tell me that I'm a gentleman, right? But I'm not passionate about doing gentleman-like things. I need to confront that before I talk about trying to be a gentleman. Like, why don't I want to be a gentleman? Like, why don't I want to work out every day, right? And, you know, I think for me, once I got to the point too where I wanted to be that person, I realized I was still failing in the same spot because I was planning to succeed, but I wasn't planning to fail.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was planning for when I had a good days, right? Because I had a good day when I was making the plans, but I didn't plan on when I woke up and I was pissed off and I didn't want to do anything.
Oh, you woke up and you were sick.
Right. I didn't plan for none of that. I didn't plan for it to be raining outside. I didn't plan. So often when there is no plan, that's when you fall back into those habits because there's nothing for you to follow.
Come on.
I'm not conscious about this thing. So my subconscious kicks in.
That's gold.
You know, so for me, the biggest thing was I was making a plan, but I wasn't I wasn't completing the plan. You know what I'm
Come on.
saying?
I feel that.
So-
Cool. Man, look, I think this is the perfect time to introduce his idea, reintroduce his idea, because I spoke on this about a month ago or so. And I heard somebody say that we don't actually want the things that we want, i.e. our goals, the things that we plan to achieve or we say we want to achieve. We really just want the life, the quality of life that we get to experience after we reach that point in life, right? So I want to make, multiple six figures this year. I want to be a millionaire. Do you really want to be a millionaire, or do you want to be able to live where you want to live, go where you want to go, travel where you want to travel? You want to be able to drive what you want to drive, provide for your family what you want to provide for your family. That's really what you want. But that's a millionaire lifestyle that you need to acquire. That's a millionaire status that you need to acquire to be able to do those things. So when it comes down to what it comes down to, we say we want these things, but I don't think it's always clear that we need to achieve certain things. We need to achieve certain things in order to, and we're not realistic with ourselves and realizing that we need to not only just achieve these things, but what I really want is to live this certain quality of life. Like, I'm doing this to live a certain quality of life. Instead, we chasing after the carrot. The carrot is the goal that we say that we want to achieve. Like, I wanna look like this, right? Why do you want a six pack? Why do you want a chisel chest? Why do you want to have this certain body type? Knowing that when you achieve this goal body type, in your mind, you picture being on the beach. You picture being desirable. You picture wearing certain clothes and suits or dresses and having your body shaped a certain kind of way because you're going to get certain kind of attention. And that's really what you're trying to feed. Whatever it is that you lacking, you want to achieve this goal so that you can feed that void that you're lacking. That's really, to me, that's what it's really about. But when it comes down to the pursuit of that ideal, we convinced ourselves that I just want to be six figures, or I want to be that. And we so used to not fully disclosing everything. Like, we're not telling ourselves, I want to get in the best shape of my life so that my options in the dating market can open up and that more women will want me, or more men will want me, or I can get in the club for free because my beauty card, you know what I'm saying, my face card, or whatever the case is. Like, you're not being G about what it is that you actually want and why you want what you want. But
you're just trying to cash in.
You just trying to cash in. And so when you getting into the game and you start to go after what you want, it's really like emptiness at the end of the day. The shit that you want is really either superficial or it's not really deep enough at the end of the day. Because guess what? If your kid's not eating and you all they got, you don't even gotta say what you want. You just gonna go get it. You ain't got no goal. Like, anytime anybody I've ever known to be was in a life or death situation and they had to make it happen, they just went and did it. They didn't have a goal to figure it out. Like, the goal was already written on the wall. Like, the goal is, I gotta make this money or my kid not gonna live, or whatever. My house, I'm gonna lose my house. We're gonna be homeless. So they just went and did it. You know what I'm saying? So that
thought.
Go for it.
Don't forget where you're at, right? Because I'm gonna need to make sure we highlight that, right? Because what you're talking about right now is the why, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the why supersedes how I'm gonna get it done, right? Like, it does. Like, I'm going. My kids need to eat or they're gonna die. It's not, oh man, I gotta wake up at 5. Oh man, I gotta, man, I gotta do this and do that. None of that. All that stuff is out the window, right?
Yes.
And here's the like the cycle, how cycle was for me, right? Like, I didn't actually know, because this is important. I didn't actually we won't be a millionaire. Like, you don't even know millionaires don't really get to spend time with their family like that.
Facts.
You didn't really know that even though they're millionaires, right? Like, they really alone and depressed because everybody calling, they always want something, right?
Nigga don't even call them 'cause they love them. Yeah.
Or there is no chill time for them. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to realize that, like don't put pictures of all the money on the wall no more. Put pictures of somebody who buku sleepy. You know what I'm saying? Put pictures of somebody who the phone ringing right there and they can't answer it because they got buku other people in their face. Like, Like put that up there. Like try to like, because that's what you're gonna have to do.
That's what you're gonna look like.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, if that's too much, then the why ain't enough.
Yeah.
If that's too much,
that's it.
Then the why ain't enough.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. If that's too much, if that's too much, then the why ain't deep enough. And realistically, man, like when we come about these superficial things of my goal is to be able to afford this kind of car, but the reality of it is I only want this kind of car because I have inadequacies about myself. I have insecurities about myself. And in my mind, this type of car is gonna fill in those blanks. I'm gonna be able to avoid certain conversations of certain transparencies because I'm presenting myself in a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real about that. And if you truly want to move the needle, you got to be transparent with yourself first. It's okay. Like, listen, you don't got to lie to you. Because at the end of the day, you can have a conversation with yourself when ain't nobody looking, when ain't nobody listening. You can have this conversation in the closet if you want to. But at the end of the day, you got to be honest with you. I don't give a damn. Like, we get in front of the people. When people ask us, well, what you doing? What you been up to? I haven't talked to you in so many years. You look good. You look healthy. What you got going on? What you working on? Well, I'm in school for this. Well, I plan on being this, or I got this, or this is where I'm at, and this. And you tell people, like, listen, I used to tell people, when I was going to school, I plan to go to school for HVAC, and I plan on having my own business, and I plan on, this, that, and the third. Like I said, all that stuff that sounded good. And it's easy to talk about what you plan to do in the future as if you got it all figured out, just to get the people off your back and to sound like you got it going on for real. But in reality, I ain't do none of that. I ain't do none of that stuff I told people I planned on doing. Quite frankly, I had more plans to do other stuff outside of barbering than actually inside of barbering. I ain't never really tell nobody I plan on opening up a barbershop. I plan on doing this and doing that through barbering. I plan on being a barber instructor. No, I had plans to do a whole bunch of other stuff, but I took a totally different route. So say that to say, listen, if you don't have the plan all together, listen, say, hey, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm doing this currently. I work at Dollar General currently, but I'm trying to figure out my path. Like, I know I got a passion for people. I got a passion for speaking. I got a passion for, kids. You know what I'm saying? I like to teach kids and coach and stuff. So maybe I'm gonna pursue something in that. Man, you don't know what God got for you, and you don't know who God sent in your life, and that person that you're talking to could be the very person that could point you in a direction. But you gotta be truthful. You gotta be transparent. You gotta be real with yourself, and you gotta be real with who you're talking to. Because if you want to just paint this picture like you got it all figured out, or you got it figured out enough to where you're not even open to receiving any advice or information, you selling yourself short and you hurting yourself at the end of the day. So listen, if you having those conversations, whether you be having conversations with yourself or other people, you setting goals for yourself, or whatever the case is, you got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with the people around you, because you never know what God have in store for you. And you lying about what you got and where you trying to go, and God got a plan for you, but because you up here, you lying, you ain't even ready to receive what God got for you, because you ain't even really tapped into the channel for real. You got to be open to transparency.
And by the channel, he mean Free Will Podcast.
Come on,
in case of clear. Nah, but listen, people who really doing this they know what's up. Like, they know when you talking to them, they know, because they really doing it. Like, you can't fake the funk with somebody who's really, people who giving you praise, like, oh man, you really done. They ain't doing it either, so you shouldn't even want praise from them. You know what I'm saying? Don't. When somebody asks you what you doing right now, give them your why. Don't give them your, like, that's how you know you serious.
Give me your why, not your excuses.
Not the like if I say I'm into real estate and I'm buying these extra, that's material stuff, right? Like don't say that. Or what you doing right now, man? I'm just making sure I'm setting up my legacy, right? Or I'm working on getting my mama a new house. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm making sure I'm setting stuff up so my kids, when they come out, they don't have to want for anything. Like say your why. Mm-hmm. Because now you know what you're like tell yourself that, like, you don't want the cause for real. Like, okay, there's the true reason, and that's what you think the reason is. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Like, you say you want cause, now you just want stunt.
Well,
This is
I would
what's
say
fun.
there's the true reason, and then there's what you act like the reason is.
But bro, I ain't gonna lie. I really, like, let's be real, bro. We really believed, like, we believed that, bro. Like, I believed that I really wanted the Challenger just because I wanted the Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what you want, man? I'm gonna put the Challenger on my wall. Why you put
Yeah.
a Challenger on your wall? That's not what you want. You want
Right.
you make sure you expand the picture and have you standing outside the Challenger and people taking pictures of you, because that's
Yeah.
what you want. Like, you gotta
Mhm.
be real, bro. You gotta be real. Like, and let's say I want to be a stunner. Then go be a comedian. They got people that's successful like that.
Yeah.
I want to be a party promoter. I want to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Like, that's what your thing is. Then you go do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think things change though, because you realize, you know, it sucks because we live in that world where everybody wants to be that because we deem that to be cool.
Mm.
But the people who are most successful behind that show that they have going on, they got real whys. Real whys that they'll be successful even if there was a garbage truck.
Yeah.
They'll be successful even if they was building tunnels underground and you never knew about them.
Let me
They'll be
tell you this.
successful regardless.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I heard this a long time ago. Most people don't become, let's just say, rich in a sense. Like, most people don't become rich off of their 9 to 5 per se. Like, I'm a barber, right? And and as a barber, you got potential to make good money. But at the same time, you don't have too many barbers who really rich off of barbering, unless they have made investments, like, and they open up multiple barber shops or whatever. But if you showing up to work, most people not just rich off of what their 9 to 5 is or what their passion is per se. You know, it comes into investing in different things. So say that to say, be mindful of the reality of what you want, what you're doing, and what you want your future to look like. I want to bring it to this, Cole. I want to kind of like just kind of make this thing come full circle. You know, ultimately we talking about moving the needle. We talking about the reality of the cycle of saying we want to do things, saying we want to be things, saying we want to go places, but we wind up giving up along the journey. You gotta. I want y'all to really take the time to really listen to what we spoke on and identify with it. If the shoe fit, put it on and strut the strut. And it's okay if that's you, because that was me, that was us. Listen, we only speaking from my experiences at the end of the day. So, you know, take that information, and I want y'all to really use that and realize that, okay, it's not about the past years that I failed. They got some people who ain't even make goals this year because they know they never follow through. They don't even got belief in themselves no more. Listen, I understand why you don't have belief in yourself no more. It's because either your why wasn't deep enough. It's because you didn't, like Cole said, you didn't plan on the failures. You planned the success, but you didn't plan the failures. You know what I'm saying? Listen, take all that into account and make sure your why is strong. Make sure the reason why you're showing up is strong. And if your reason is monetary, if your reason is superficial, if your reason is because you didn't get enough attention as a kid, and so your lifelong mission is to get attention, I promise, just be real with yourself. And if that's your reason, then let that be your reason. But make sure you say that. Don't just say I want this and give a fake reason why you want it, and say something good and say something that you think that's more appealing to people. Say my reason. Listen, I lacked attention as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was always the black sheep. So I want to make sure I'm famous so that I get that recognition that I didn't get as a kid. Cool. And if that's not the way to go, you're going to attract somebody who's going to let you know, say, young blood, like, that ain't the way to go. That ain't why you know, whatever. But if that's your reason, make sure you tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And from those premises and that base, you're able to be real with yourself, and you can respect why you truly getting up. Because if you lying to yourself about why you getting up in the morning and you leaving the truth off the table, is inevitable. I think you're going to fail regardless. Because you lying to yourself and you lying to everybody else, and that's truly that's truly what this is all about. Cole, you had anything else for the people, my love?
Nah, man, you brought that thing full circle, dog.
Yes, Lord, thank God.
Needed, bro.
Listen,
take us out of the game.
Cole, man, look, I'm thankful to be here for another episode. We thankful to be here for another episode of the Free Will Podcast. We want to wish happy holidays to everybody that's watching, everybody in attendance, everybody who are attentive week after week, liking, sharing, commenting. We want to thank y'all for being the best part of the Free Will Podcast, the Free Will family. You know you can catch us next Friday, 8:30 Central Time. But cool. Don't just meet us there. Beat us there, you dig? We gonna
look, my bad. Beat us there, huh? Like I'm cleaning the background with it.
It's good, it's golden, it's gravy, man. We want to thank y'all for being here with us, and we can't wait to see y'all again on the next one. See y'all next Friday. Peace out. And Happy New Year to y'all too. I wanted to add that up in there. Happy New Year to y'all, man, and y'all bringing this new year with a free will spirit. You dig? And let's make the next year our best year. You dig?